All right, hey y'all, what's going on? Taylor Shepard Moore here. So, welcome to Where Our Travelers Simply Glow. I hope you all are having a fantastic day and are radiating confidence because you truly are the apple of my eye. And I believe you already touched on some of the connection and relationship topics. So, finding your tribe, I believe we already did that. The art of listening, I feel like that's kind of sort of a crucial topic. So, I'm going to go ahead and tackle that one anyway. So, the art of listening and why truly hearing others is your most underrated superpower. And just thinking about, I read an article, and this article in particular was constantly trying to make sure that we understood some things. And what it was that they wanted us to get was that when you are, let's say, in a throat, well, okay, for my professionals out about the world, when you're hiring people, you're interviewing people, you are trying to find a person that fits in your culture. Your culture is really about how they can understand what's going on around them because they listen well in that particular establishment that they're applying for. Now, as a coach myself, that's the whole business in a nutshell, is listening to other people. And by listening, you can pinpoint areas in which that they lack certain things that they are coming to you to get this help with. And you can only find those areas. They can share the details of what takes place, but when you listen to what it is that they're sharing, then you create solutions to their problems because you choose to listen to what it is that's taking place. So that's what they mean by superpower. And sometimes I really feel like there's just a big S on my chest sometimes myself as I'm out and about. And it's amazing to see it because I always feel as though people are constantly necessarily, so to speak, coming at my neck or constantly like making me feel less than or like I'm less intelligent than other individuals or girls or females. And they've done the same things to my daughter as well. So as our brand spaces owner, myself and Sage Triple More, I'm constantly battling different energies, especially from females who don't listen. And it's really simple. They care not to listen to what's being authentically said, truly and honestly said, and they rather adhere to what they thought that they heard and or what somebody else told them that was based off a lie or gossip. That's really dangerous of a place to place yourself in because how many times have you sincerely sought out a person who all they ever do when they're around you is gossip? I mean, they can call you on the deathbed of someone who's really dear to you just to gossip. They'll totally disregard the welfare of your business, whatever it is that you're trying to scale, in order to lend your ear to a bunch of different lies. So it is a pivotal moment where a hiring manager or a coach and a client relationship is based off actually finding a fit because you are so accustomed to people just doing you any type of way, basically, so to speak. And when you find a person that's really got that ability to do those things, I bet you hiring managers and people who come and see coaches as clients, they're really thrilled. They may not want to say it, they might kick themselves later on if they choose not to say it and acknowledge it too as well. And they might even feel a little silly behind it because it's such a rare find. It really is a superpower. You know how many superheroes is there? There's probably Batman, there's Wonder Woman, Superwoman, Superman, Iron Man, Ant-Man. Even Venom is kind of turned into a real cool guy, the Hulk. You know what I mean? So I can only come up with about 8. So hopefully you all will have better luck. And so it's the same goes with being around authentic people who care and honestly really choose to pursue things that matter to them because they can listen. to even themselves. I mean, how many times have we just bombarded ourselves with distractions and people and just everything, and we don't even care? I get upset if I misplace something. Like, it's probably not even due for another 5 or 6 weeks. It's just gonna come up within the next day or two, or a week or so, and I'm furious. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just about your perception on how you can receive things, because people can constantly give and gift you things, but at the end of the day, things that are material eventually vanish. So it's nice to be gifted those things from them, but ultimately that's not the greatest thing that you can give to them. You know what I mean? So a person who listens is ultimately one of the greatest gifts. A person who protects you because they listen out for people who are wishing you ill is a priceless gift. You know what I mean? Anything that has hold over you via a price tag or anything that's numerical is oftentimes a lesser value than really having a person there who listens. Or even just, I mean, think about it. You're actually paid to listen. A cashier, that's all they do all day long. They ringing out stuff, but you know how many words are being said. So it's about things, but at the same time, in tokenism. That's why they oftentimes will call it retail therapy. You know, they're spending money, but they're looking to get things. And it's not always just the materialized things that we bring up. Sometimes it's a real, live, deeper connection that they're seeking and they're after. I ran across a young lady and a young man was helping do some things, and immediately I noticed, careful with what you got, it'll fly away. You know, oh, what does that mean? That means that if you are not watching your thing, somebody else will come by and pick them up, and you will feel as though they just got wings and flew away. That's why I said as simple as that. So be careful and pay attention to your surroundings and leave your things. And I know this is so sad because we have intent that people are just so good. You know, there's no point in touching anything. And I rarely have negative experiences, but I felt like, you ever heard Beyonce's particular lyric, and she'll say certain things. She'll say things about how I used to think that you were so cool, so good that you never did no wrong. And boy, I must have been out of my mind. That's what she means. She's telling you that you should be able to put your things down and come back to them. At the same time, in Tokyo, you will realize that people will not allow you that courtesy. And that's what I mean by things magically will just fly away. And of course, it's a form of sarcasm. And sarcastic people don't like to hear sarcasm because it's tossed back in their faces. But if you listen really well to what's being said, you will see why those things that are considered sarcastic were even said, because you earned them based off what you chose. And it's really just that simple. So anyway, I hope you all like this video. Please make sure to like and subscribe. If you stay into the end of this video, leave a thumbs up so I know, and I will make sure to reply thank you and see what case and pieces and what time frame really chose to be a little bit of a linger, which I like to know what that may have been. Anyway, until the next one, I will see you all a little bit later on. And